And we are back, folks, for another edition of the Michigan Football Film Study focused on the defense with Vance Bedford. I have long days. Y'all know that? You know how long it takes to get through a film study with Al Borges? I can't imagine if it was Vance first and then Al, I wouldn't make it through the day. But because it's Al first, and I get so tired out, and then I get fired back up when I get with you, Vance. You get like fuel in the tank when I get with you, Vance. Al use it all up. How you doing today?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. We sitting here in beautiful Colorado right now. We in our basement. We got construction going on upstairs. My wife wanted to change the bathroom out, so that's why I'm here. I need some donations to the fund, baby. I gotta pay for that new bathroom, wood floors in the bedroom. I told my wife I'm retired. I live on Social Security and Medicare, and we trying to fix up the house. Come on now, what we doing?
All right, folks. Hey, listen. So, hey, we figuring it all out. We got it. See, Vance done asked y'all for some buffalo steaks. Y'all didn't even come through with the buffalo steaks, right? Now we asking for we asked for some food for Tiki. Still waiting on the food for Tiki.
Still waiting.
Now we got to get the bathroom for Maggie. Come on now. Come on, folks. You got to understand. We got to keep Vance coming with the film studies. If you love Vance Bedford and you want to see him break this film down, I saw your man Vance talking about film. I saw your man Clint Hurt putting a hurting
Man,
last
my
night. He was
man
putting a
Hurt
hurting
turning
tonight.
dogs loose. And you know what's funny about it? My man Clint Hurt, he told me, he said, Vance, I know you're retired. When I get a job, you got a job. Man, call me this year and offer me a job. And I just like, Clint, I just can't do it. I appreciate it. I mean, but picking up and moving and that, he said, I'll make it work for you. I said, Clint, I appreciate it. But man, I'm retired. I am totally toast city. I'm done. Hey, it's over.
So to be clear, you got an NFL defensive coordinator whose defense just registered 11 sacks on Monday Night Football. 11 sacks. And you know who he wants to come get to work for him? The man that you're watching right now break down film for you. If that doesn't get you to help fund the film study, I don't know what will.
Me either. I don't get it. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
All you got to do is click that link in the description and help fund the film study with Vance. You can click it in the comments. Help fund that film study with Vance. You know why we need to do it that way? Because we don't own this footage that we're about to show you. Since it doesn't belong to us, we get no sponsorship, no advertising, no profit in any way from this video. We use it strictly for the entertainment, the education, and the edification of you, the listener. If we tried to do it another way, man, they take the channel down. So we don't want to do that. We want to stay on the up and up with the people and keep bringing you the videos, which is why we need your help to fund the film study. And with that, Vance, I love your breakdowns because first of all, you're my guy. That's number one. And then second of all, I call it straight no chaser, Vance. Straight no chaser. That's what we get from you, man. Straight no chaser. And even when they're playing well, or even when they win big, you always find that thing that we need to look out for down the line. You say, hey, will this work against Ohio State? Will this work against Penn State? I've been paying attention, Vance. And so you found some things that won't work against Penn State and Ohio State.
I did. What I'm looking at is what keeps showing up every single week. And Bowling Green did max protection on us a couple of weeks ago, hit a big play. Guess what we saw in this ball game? We saw some max protection and some big plays. They're going after our secondary right now. Last year, I was on the linebacker. Now, I told you this wasn't going to be much of a game. I said Nebraska was not very good. And I know you say what Urban Meyer say, upset alert. I don't know what video Urban Meyer was looking at. I saw no upset. I saw them play earlier. They playing with walk-ons. The man say we are walk-on a wide receiver. They're going to their third quarterback. So I didn't think it was much of a game, which it wasn't. But they did find some things to attack us with that Bowling Green had success with. And they finding ways to attack our slots and our secondary, our nickel back and our corners with different situations. So I'm concerned about that because I think so far this year, the defensive line has been outstanding, people have not had the opportunity to throw the ball down the football field. But when they do, right now, the guys that have been injured, they're getting back. And you're saying they're a little rusty, Vance. Well, guess what? They better go to Kansas and see the Wizards because right now I don't see any oil out there. I mean, I really don't. I mean, they missing something. They are still pretty rusty. And luckily, we playing, I hate to say it, teams that are still trying to build. Nebraska's trying to build a program with young people. And he's taking a beating right now. The head coach there, he's excellent. He is a really good football coach. But right now, he doesn't have the players to compete with the University of Michigan. And that showed on game day.
Okay, so a couple of things. We saw the edge guy. We saw the front last week against Rutgers. You really pointed out some things that were uncharacteristic in terms of the discipline that they weren't playing. It was undisciplined in the first quarter of that game. But fair to say, right, Vance?
Totally
Getting out
agree.
of their gaps, losing contain. They were on point this week when it came to defending the run, so much so that their edge guys were singled out. All their edge guys were highlighted by the team for their play. And number 5 earned co-defensive player of the week in the Big Ten. Had 2 sacks, 5 tackles. But you pointed out one aspect of it that we've seen Michigan edge guys the last couple of years be really strong at. And it looks like Jesse Minter is trying to build up this capability in the current crop of edge guys. And that is edge droppers, Vance. Edge droppers.
He spent a lot of time this week as far as dropping 8, trying to show pressure, then drop 8 from man to zone. So he's getting these guys more experience because they're pretty inexperienced right now. And we didn't do a great job, in my opinion, as far as playing the run. This was a great week. They did a great job defending the option. I was very impressed with that discipline up front. Now, in the passing game, I do have my concerns. We're going to get better with their drops. Right now, it's not easy to teach, Sam. To teach a defensive end how to really play linebacker and drop and read coverages, where you have to go. It's not easy to teach. So he got quite a bit of reps in this particular ball game and dropping these guys. So here we go from start. We're in odd cover 6, okay? And this is drop 8. So we're going to rush 3. It's going to be 4 underneath, basically, and it's going to be some form of 3 deep, however you look at it. So you can see the drops we have on it right now. You can see the guy to the boundary on the line of scrimmage, he's a flat defender. The next guy, curl. The next guy is a 3 hook. In other words, can you count to 3? You can play for me. There he finds to remember through to that side. Little Mike, he's a curl dropper. They roll into the field. You got a cloud, a half field to the field, and to the boundary, you got quarters technique. Okay, so we are what? Rushing 3, we dropping 8. So you would think on paper, no matter what they do, we could defend any pass they have. The quarterback might have time, but we should have a body on a body taking everything away. So here we go, Sam. Let's see what happens on a particular play. See what he should do? Number 5, keep on pushing. This should be a no play. But again, if we go back to the wide copy, Sam, and to me, he's into the boundary. Okay, they really got formation to the boundary. He should realize I got a linebacker almost standing on top of me on the hash mark. So if you spot drop it, which they say they do, he should go to the numbers and keep on going. If he does that, that's a no play. So to me, I don't know exactly what they're doing, but to me, that's a minus. If I'm grading a guy, that appears to be a minus in a particular situation. And you got to better look at it right here. He should keep pushing right now. Push right through him. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Don't slide back inside. You see he's on top of the linebacker? Mm-hmm. So again, the distribution, the spacing of the underneath coverage was not there. But again, my point to you is not easy to do. So if there's spot dropping, he should go to the numbers. And anything that's out there, he should carry it wider. Because you got the linebacker, he's dropping down the hash mark. See, he's on the hash. Mm-hmm. If my man 5 keeps pushing wider, the quarterback going to throw the ball right to him for an interception. So again, that's some things that need to be adjusted and corrected.
Yeah.
Me, go ahead, Sam.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I haven't seen them do this with him yet. Like, this is the first time, and maybe you watching the film, Vance, have seen this do them with him earlier in the year, but not very much, not to the point where I noticed it. And that's important because obviously he's a new player here. He transferred in from Coastal Carolina.
I haven't seen a lot of drop eight, which you saw quite a bit in this game, but we have talked about Sam and we've talked about Lightning. So in those situations, he's a curl flat dropper. Right now in this particular defense, he's a flat dropper, period. And not curl flat, he's a flat dropper because a linebacker to him is the curl dropper. Because why? They dropping extra guys. It's 8-man dropping. So he should push right now to the numbers, and anything goes wider, he can take it. So this should be a no play.
Yeah.
I mean, now I don't know what's being taught, but just an observation from a coach's perspective, that's what he should be doing.
So we're gonna see a number of plays like this, Vance. I'm curious because you got to get reps. Like you want to be able to do this. I keep thinking of we're gonna talk about number 17 in this game. Remember he dropped to the flat against Ohio State, tipped that ball.
Great
Right,
job.
broke a play. I mean, Aiden Hutchinson. When you see him dropping all the time, like they want to be. And I know that wasn't Jesse, but still, you get my point. You see that is a part of this defense, and that's a part of this defense. Josiah Stewart, number 5, being one of their primary guys on the edge. That's a skill set that he has to pick up. So, did you ever kind of just take it to a game just to give a dude some reps, even if it wasn't? Even if it looked like it wasn't quite down yet in practice?
Well, the thing about it, part of their base is Sam where he drops and Lightning where he drops. It makes him a curl flat drop. In other words, he has to hold the curl. If something takes to the flat, he goes. In this particular situation, he's a flat defender. He can go. So what we used to do in practice is that in 7-on-7, it's passing, is that my first 4 plays would be the defensive end dropping. And then he'll go back down to one-on-one pass rush, the inside drill based on what is scripted in practice that day. So I made sure he got quality reps in practice. So I would imagine he's getting the reps. But the first thing I would say to you is this, Sam, is that he should look outside first and see where 1 and 2 is to the sideline. So now he has an idea where he has to drop. I never see him looking out there to see where his drop's going to be. So if you never look to see, how do you know where to drop? He needs to look out there and say, well, 2 is close, 1 is there. This is where I have to go to take this route away. So you need to do that first. Well, watching the game video off of television, I don't ever see him doing that. So how do you know where to drop? That's part of it. See, like when you talk about Aiden Hutchinson, he would take a peek. Last year, 17 versus Ohio State, he took a slight peek. You got to look and see, where do I have to go? What do I have to take away? And then game plan wise, what type of routes am I anticipating that I have to take away? That's all part of dropping. But again, I'm going back to, he is a defensive end that you're asking to pass drop, and that is not easy. So that's the first thing I want to make sure that everybody understands that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just wonder if they like, hey, look, we got to start repping them more at this skill set because we're gonna need it down the line. We're gonna need more Braden McGregor, number 17, to do what number 17 did in that game. But let's bring up another one here, Vance, because you have
another drop 8. So again, right now, here's another drop 8 situation. This is even Mike. Again, we talked about this 2 weeks ago. What is even? You got 2 threes and 2 wide ends. They're in pass rush mode. Okay, it's 3rd down and 5. Okay, Mike means that the Mike is going to blitz. It could be a twist with the end, or he can rush over the nose. And right now, I put 1 dog means that now we're a man-to-man situation. So across the board on defense, we're going to rush 3. We're going to drop 8. So everybody in the back end is man-to-man. So the corner and nickel back to the top, they man-to-man. The strong safeties walked up on the tight end to the boundary, man-to-man. The corner's man-to-man. The backer that's deep, he has the back man-to-man. And we're going to drop both defensive ends. Okay, Samus let it run. I think we have all on this tackle. Here we go. So now everybody can see the protection. Okay, you see the D-line, we blocking man on basically. Okay, that's what we're doing. So here go the routes. And this route showed up about 4 times in this ball game. Okay, so now you see guys are clearing out, and you're seeing 2, you can call it angle routes, but at the end of the day, it's slant routes. And the back is going to check and release to the flat. Okay.
All right.
So we're going to highlight in a minute the receiver at the top. That's where the ball is going to go. So after we let it run, and then he'll come back, you can see the highlighted guy where the ball is going to go. So here we go with the stunt. So the 2 big guys, the 3 techniques, they're angling to their left. The linebacker, he's coming to B gap contain to the boundary. Okay. So we got a 3-man rush. Next, both defensive ends, they're going to take a step at the tackles, then they're going to drop. Okay. And then in the back end, we're straight man to man with a guy in the post. So for the corner and the nickel back, they all can play outside technique. Why? Because both defensive ends are dropping to give them inside help. So those guys are anticipating I can play heavy on the outside shoulder and now anticipating help inside. So here we go, Sam. Let's let it rock and roll, baby. And so I'm highlighting the nickel back and the defensive end drop. So right now, you see the step of the defensive end? He stepped forward so the tackle can look at him and protects the tackle to go contain. And then he drops. But Sam, do you see? Go back for me, Sam. Go back. I don't like winning me, so go back. So now I'm going to tell you again. If he takes a peek outside and see the split of the 1 and 2, anticipate where his drop is, defend the slant first because the corner and the nickelback are playing where? Outside technique. He gets too wide. So now he just avoided the middle of the field. The nickelback has no help, and therefore they catch this ball. Okay, let's let it run, Sam. See, he's too wide. Look at the slant. Bam. And Mike's, I think that's the Mike. His eyes in the backfield, so you get a big play. His eyes in the wrong spot. Last week 2 weeks ago, we had a similar play on little Mike. We say he slipped. So, well, sit on the route. Where you going, Mike? Just sit, and drive it. And number 8's too wide. Mike's eyes in the backfield, and there go a big play. So this has shown up, twice in the last 3 weeks, Sam. Same type of situation, same type of route. Mike's getting beat inside, anticipating help. He didn't slip this time, no, did he?
No.
His eyes in the backfield. But he's anticipating help. The guy's too wide. So he gets no help. And we drop an 8 again. We drop an 8. So the defensive end to the top, he should see the width of the receivers. And his drop really should just go straight back. Mm-hmm. And he don't have to gain any width. If he goes straight back, little Mike is protected. When he gains width, see the window opens up, bam, there it is right there.
Yep. I mean, you explain it great. I mean, the way you explain it, it's like, oh, okay, well, hey, let's go do that. But I guess it's harder when the live bullets fly in there, man.
It really is. It really is. Things are going real fast. He's overthinking. But understand is that where do I have to drop? So this play here was further along in the game. Like the first play we showed, the ball was coming inside. So their whole game plan was to attack the spreaders out to come inside.
I think it's fair to say that in terms of dropping, 17 and 32 are their more experienced guys.
They're a lot better doing it. Yes, they are.
Yeah, and we saw those guys. I mean, both of those guys made big plays in the Ohio State game.
Yeah.
In coverage.
Yep.
In coverage, right? So you got a transfer in number 5, and you got a number 8 played some last year as a freshman, but playing a lot more now. Not me making excuses. I always got to qualify advance, but sort of figuring out, okay, where they are relative to the older guys who've been doing it longer. And that's why these games, I know these are teams that they're going to blow out, but these reps super important for those guys to me.
It is. It's a great learning experience because the biggest thing, I have no idea what Nebraska was doing as far as what type of plays they run, but I would imagine they have shown some of these plays from splits and different routes. So when you go to practice, you work on defending those plays based off a split. As a linebacker coach or secondary coach, the first thing you talk about is split. If you heard me talk about that last year, this year, where are 2, where is 2, where is 1, how wide are they, how tight are they? All those little details right there, that goes into it. So that young man, both those kids, they got to look up and see, well, why are they splits right there? Are they oversplitting, undersplitting? What are they trying to do? Their game plan primarily was going back to the Bowling Green game, is to attack them inside. And that's what they did during a lot of the game.
All right, let's bring up the next one.
Oh my goodness, here we go again. What coverage we got, Sam? We got even again, even Mike, cover one. Okay. And guess where the ball is going again? We dropping 8 again, Sam. It's the same route as the previous one you saw. The difference is they're not stacked. But you see how he kind of runs outside, like he's going outside the freezer and go back to the post, to the slant. Again, that guy's anticipating the defensive end doing what? He's anticipating help. He's sitting heavy on the outside shoulder. He thinks he's getting help inside. Mm-hmm. And that is, again, the same kind of spacing, the same situation. So I'm playing heavy outside. Look, see him? He's outside shoulder right now. He's anticipating right now. If the guy runs an outcut, that's his play to make. If he runs a slant, he's got to squeeze it. He's anticipating that my man 5 is going to give him body help. What he has to do is go straight back. He's a little bit too late. Mm-hmm. And there go the window right there. Bam. But again, you can see it's not as big as the previous play we just saw, but still it's enough to keep the sticks moving. On 3rd and 5, I like the call, but again, it's the execution by the defensive ends on that drops.
Right. So that's the hidden part. I actually talked about defensive end drops a little bit in my write-up on the game, and they had a really all around. Those guys had really good. I mean, McGregor had the tip pass. We're gonna talk about that for the interception. He had the knockback on the 4th down play that wound up stopping them. Right when they went forward in the red zone, their only real scoring opportunity when the game was still in question. He got a sack. Right, number 5 got 2 sacks. Number 8 got a sack. Number 32 would have got sacked if he didn't get held. So those guys, all in all, had strong games. But this piece, I always think about what you said. This is the piece of it. It's like, yeah, you play in Nebraska, but you preparing for Ohio State. Play in Nebraska, but you prepare for Ohio State. I always remember your words, man.
Yeah. I mean, again, the score tells you it was a butt whipping. Let's just be frank. It really was. We dominated that ball game. We really did. But there's some things that keep popping up. Every week they keep popping up. And again, we playing against teams that, Bowling Green's not going to, they're going to design some things, but they don't have the players to beat you. Rutgers played great defense. Offense was below average. Again, they're going to scheme you up and do some things. So other people, they're going to take those plays if they fit in their offense. We saw max protection by Bowling Green to hit some plays. We saw max protection this week to hit some plays because the defensive line is giving such great pressure. People are going to give us max protection and run 2- and 3-man routes to give quarterback time to throw the ball down the football field. So they are attacking our secondary right now. The strength of the team is up front, then the linebackers, then the secondary. Last year, it was secondary, D-line, and linebackers. It's totally switched right now. I mean, and we playing well enough to beat people that we should beat. If we playing against equal talent right now, I have some concerns. We might have to score 40 points and win 40-35 if we don't get sacks.
All right, well, get some turnovers. That's what these guys came out the gate.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Man, this is a great job. Again, the front, this is outstanding play, outstanding scheme right now. This is a tech stunt. They got a twist on. Look at it. You got one guy tips the ball to the next defensive lineman. This is a great job right here by the front 4. I love it. I mean, look at the excitement of the team right now, and that's what it's going to take. So a lot of times, not talking about the back end, the front has compensated for what's happening in the back end. So here we go to stunt right here. Okay, the 2 down guys, the 2 big fat guys, as I call them, they going first. They ripping B to C for contain. And the defensive end, they take 2 steps up the field, and they come second. They B gap based on what the guards are doing.
Real quick, Vance, you called it even text 1. Why did you call it even text 1?
Even again, it's because look at the 2 fat guys inside. They're in 3 techniques, wide 3s. Okay, text means that the tackles, the T for the tackles, they go first. They penetrating hard B, ripping outside to C based on those, just like that. Okay, now the 2 outside rushers, they go second. They go 1-2 up the field. They come off the hips of the two down guys. That's text. The tackle's first, end second. And if people would say Ed, that means that the end will go first, then the tackle be second. So Texas, the tackle's first, end second. And so they go for penetration, and now they run like a pick stunt for the two outside guys. So watch 17 first. Watch a tip. Great. Look at that. Get his hands up. Great job. That is a great job right there. Great job. And then now, my man right there does a great job. He gets the interception. He has to play basketball. You know what he did? He just took a rebound off the rim. He didn't let the ball come down to himself. He went up at 300 plus pounds. Watch him go up. He thought it was a loaf of bread. That's what he thought. The boy said, I'm hungry. I'm going for it first. Look at that. The boy know he can eat. I love it. I love it. I love it. He took that bad boy off the rim. He said, this is my loaf of bread. I'm not going to share with anybody. Man, but Sam, let's go back. I want you to look at them. I want everybody right now to watch number 7-8. Look at the push that he got.
Okay, let's go back to the beginning.
Sam, he pushed the guy up the field and came back and made this. Look at the push he had. Look where he is, Sam. He's 5 yards back in the backfield and come back for the ball. That's outstanding play right there. That's a great job. That's an outstanding job. I love it. I love it.
All right, Vance. Let's keep it moving. Yeah, they tone set. They go down and they score, and then they get the ball right back for the offense.
And this is fantastic football play right here. Oh man, option. This is a belly G option. Then under this way, playing. I look like it's cover 3, but look at this play. They got 4 options. And I don't think they made maybe 3 yards out of 4 option plays. This is a great job up front by the down guys, by the Sam. Look at the secondary, the linebackers. This is really good football, really good teaching. I mean, they prepared this defense for the option play. I mean, look at that. That's really good football right there. First of all, if I'm in Nebraska, the last thing I want to do, Sam, is come up in this formation. You can't tell me I'll come up with 2 tight ends and 2 backs versus Michigan defense. I got to say this. Are you crazy out of your mind? You have no chance. Why would he do that, Sam? You know why he did that? He had a bet on Michigan was going to win the game. That's what he did. I mean, Sam, you can't do this, Sam. Against the University of Michigan? Are you crazy?
And they probably, they probably watched the first quarter of the last game and thought they might be able to do something.
You know, they must have hit their head coming off the bus or something. They must have slipped and fell because the first I'm not getting this personnel versus this defense. That front 7 right now, they the real deal Holyfield. You don't do that. You just don't do that versus those guys. You have no chance whatsoever.
You know what I like though, because I heard you talk last week about some of the breakdowns in the first quarter. And he's like, look, this is all mental. These are not physical errors. These are all mental errors. Guys trying to do somebody else's job. You say, hey man, my house on fire. I'm gonna put my fire out before I worry about yours, right? And so it feels like watching this game from a run defense perspective anyway, that all those messages were hammered home because you said, man, they ran options and they got basically nothing running option.
It's to defend the option, to allow people to stay at home. You have to be very disciplined. And what I saw the few times they ran the option 3 or 4 times, everyone was in the right position, doing the things they were coached to do. So they really spent time on that. They probably had 2 periods about how we're going to defend certain options. And they did a fantastic job. The coaching actually showed during the game. I mean, my hat's off to the players, to the coaches for defending the option, because, again, that's not easy to do. I mean, so my hat's off to those guys. They did a tremendous job. They really did.
All right, let's get back to the plays here, Vance. And we will go.
We got another option coming up.
Yeah, you said what? So your man 99, because what'd you say, Vance? He saw a biscuit last.
Oh my goodness, man! My man, right here.
You said he saw a biscuit. Vance, you said man saw a biscuit.
My man, right now, this is 2 tons of fun, man. He's sitting in there. He gonna get double. So last defense we saw under. So now this is really the same option play, belly G option, except now instead of having 2 tight ends, they went to 21 personnel, 2 backs and 1 tight end, which is smart. So now it's either over 1 or over 3. But they just you can't knock them off the ball. Look at this right here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at this, Sam. This is unbelievable. I mean, think about it. He might have got a yard. I mean, my man, the nose right here and the 3 technique, come on. This is the belly G option. In other words, they base block outside the tight end, they down block the 3 technique. The guard pulls around for support. They double the nose to 25. The tackle climbs on number 32. The fullback, who's right behind the quarterback, it's hard to see him. They give him the ball. So he's coming to his left, offensive left, and coming back to the opposite A gap. The quarterback's going to reverse out, and the tailback, he's a pitch guy. We're just an over defense. You got a 6 technique hit up on the tight end. You got a 3 technique. So I put it up there. So you got 3 guys with the dive. You got 99, 25, and the 3 technique has a dive. Number 8 has a quarterback, and 23 is quarterback to pitch. So we have option responsibilities based off of coverage. If it's cover 3, the safety has a pitch. If it's cover 1, then 23 would have the pitch. So here we go, Sam. Let's let it rock and roll. But watch the 2 down guys. This is impressive what he does right here. This is absolutely amazing. They're going to double and climb. I mean, 2 down guys. Look at this. Wow. Come on, Sam. What we doing? I don't know why they even tried to run this play. How you going to move those guys inside, Sam? You got to double those guys every single time. You can't single block those guys like that. I mean, it's just like, why do you even show up to run those kind of plays? It makes no sense. I think they playing a walk-on. They used to have in the 90s, Sam, Nebraska had the best walk-on program in the country. They must still think they got a walk-on program, but they're not the best in the country anymore. Come on, Sam.
They thought Michigan's depth wasn't what it is, Vance, because you number 55 didn't play in this game. That there's talk that he could be back this week. But that makes number 78 a starter next to Chris Jenkins. And so that means number 99 and then number 26, they get more snaps. Maybe Nebraska thought, oh, well, we going against the backups. We going to be all right. They wasn't all right, man.
Man, this is just a whipping. That's all that is right there. Because we talked about this last week. And the week before that, the expectations for the position. And if you only get 1 play, make it a perfect play because you might not get another one. All right, so now, from last week to this week, those guys made drastic improvements. They really have.
So Vance, I gotta have you shout out number 99. You said the man was running for a biscuit last week. This play he just made, we got to give him some more love, man.
Hey, that's why I have him on there. I've had to put this play on there for him, man. I mean, right now he said, "Man, I'm hungry." Coach Omi from the week before, he can have 2 biscuits and a syrup sandwich. He all right. He all right, man. Look at him. Look at that. Wow. That is impressive. Those 2 guys inside, man, that's impressive right there. If I was a linebacker playing behind them, I would say, I owe you a steak dinner. Let's go right now to the game. I'm buying you a steak dinner. Because you keep doing that, I'm going to look like I'm great because I'll make every tackle because they can't get to me. Those down guys are playing great. The linebackers right now, they having a field day in the first several ball games.
All right, let's get we down in the home stretch. And I got a feeling we're going to end on a note where we talking about some things that need some work. Got a feeling that that's how we going.
Okay, this is over 1 versus option right here. Again, just another option play. I just wanted to show the execution and the discipline that these guys showed in this ball game. That's why I put all the options back to back. So you're going to look at the defensive end and the linebacker to that side. So they playing man-to-man. So the defensive end, the quarterback play, the linebacker, the pitch play. Watch the defensive end slow play the quarterback. That's a great play. That is a great play. Cause fumble. I mean, a linebacker, he did his job. He had to pitch. The defensive end slow play. The quarterback got the ball out, took the inside run lane away. Again, great execution. You couldn't play it any better than that. If we'd have gotten the ball, it'd have been a home run. I mean, on the cause fumble, but he punched the ball out. He was where he needed to be. Again, great execution. Look at this right here. You see him punch the ball out? Came around the back end and punched it out. Again, great job. And when I see a play like this, the coaches work on strip drills from punch to raking the ball out. This is taking your coaching and what you learn in practice, you're taking that to the field. Great job by the linebacker coach. Great job by the young man Barry doing that job. I love it. Keep doing it, fellas. Keep it up. Defensive end, great job.
Mike
Look,
Barrett Sr.
you know, but look at the pursuit. I mean, I don't talk about that enough. Last year, I talked about that quite a bit. The pursuit, it's every week like that, Sam. So that's how you eliminate big plays in the run game. Is great in and out pursuit and guys being where they're supposed to be. That's a great, and that go clip right there. The officials are throwing the flag.
Look at that.
But,
I got to shout out Mike Barrett Sr. who comes and watch the video, man.
but, hey, I had Mike on to talk about him the other week. So he is playing a lot better this year. But you know what? That's called maturity. That's all it is, maturity. And you got a coach that's getting him to do the little things right. I think it's showing up week in and week out.
All right, we're going to show this play one more time because, like I said, I know how this is going. We're going to finish off talking about some things that need to tighten up. Talk about some rust. And some rust that needs to be shaken off against.
You know what you see on this particular play, option, nobody was on the ground. A lot of times people run the option, they cutting people. Nobody was on the ground. That means you have pretty good athletes on defense. They stay off the ground. Okay. This is a great job. My hat's off to the coaching staff and also to the players for executing versus the option all week long. They did a tremendous job.
Okay. Here we go, Vance. More teach tape from Vance Bedford.
Now, I couldn't tell I don't know if this is over 3 or over 1, but they're in max protect. This is play action pass. Look at the formation. Right now, they're in max protect. The back is play action pass. They're in 7-man protection. So if you blitzing, you can't get home. So I highlighted the corner and the safety. Okay. Mm-hmm. So my man is corner right now and the safety, they're not playing like they did a year ago. It's not the same quality that I saw all last year. It really isn't. But I've been saying that for the last 4 weeks, though, Sam. I'm not saying this game. I've been saying the same thing for 4 weeks. So here we go right here. You can't see it. The angle by the safety is bad. That's his play to make. We said that last week. The angle by the safety was bad. The corner gets beat. He comes underneath. He should be on top right now. So between those two guys, and they got match protect, so you're not getting home, the safety got to make this play. The corner got to be close in his relationship to this receiver. So the cornerback right now in position-wise, not in position to make a play. And the safety, again, took a poor angle, and he misses this play. They get a big play. Now, again, the points is 28-0 right now. So we can say, it's not a big deal. It is a big deal. This happened in the first quarter. We playing Ohio State and Penn State, who's coming up. So we cannot continue to do the same things over and over again. This has to be cleaned up, Sam. And my point I'm going to make to you is this. If number 2 is going inside, guess what 1's going to probably do, Sam? Coming inside too. So whether you're playing 0 coverage, man-to-man, cover 3, understand if 2 goes inside, 90% of the time, 1's going to follow him with a post or a dig. That's just people run concepts. So you got to understand that. And the next thing is, look at the split. My man is almost in China. He's so wide. So if I'm that corner, guess what you should anticipate, Sam? Inside breaking route. So during my week of preparation, I'm breaking down to my opponent by his splits. He get this split, I get this route. If 2 goes inside, 1 does this. So great players make plays off of that. So right now, either we're not studying video, we're not watching splits. I don't know what the situation is, but the problem is right now, but it's showing up every week, Sam. It's showing up every week. Ohio State right now is licking their chops. I'm telling you that right now in the passing game. They licking their chops. Here we go again. It's 35-0. So, the game is in check, but that's not the point. When I'm pointing out some things that we got to get cleaned up. So you can see I got the corner highlighted, I have the linebacker highlighted, and I have the backside safety highlighted. So right now, my man Will Johnson, he is an impressed alignment right now. Okay. So Sam gonna let this run. We're gonna watch him first. Then we're gonna come back and watch the other 2 guys. Okay, Sam. So let's talk about my man, his technique, Sam. He beat like a cone, baby. He beat like a cone. I don't know if this guy is fast and he's worried about getting beat outside with his speed, but his technique right here is not the technique I saw from a freshman last year. And it's a great job. If this guy right here doesn't do this, freeze it, Sam. Can you stop it?
Yeah, I can go back. Hold on.
My man Will's nowhere to be. He's not close. Look at this picture right here. He's nowhere to be close. And the backside safety, again, his angle is like, man, it's like flipping a corner if he would have made this play. This play could have been out the gate if we don't get a tip ball right here. But again, I mean, all these things, technique-wise, it needs some work. It needs some work, Sam. I'm just saying right now, I'm seeing some weaknesses from the secondary right now. I really am. I'm concerned about it. I think some things need to be cleaned up. Getting ready for Penn State, Ohio State, and Maryland right now is rolling pretty good too. I hadn't seen them play at all this year, but they're undefeated right now. So we got a lot to work on and get ready for some tougher ball games on the road.
Yeah. Reps, 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 reps. You got what? Minnesota. You got Indiana in here.
2 bad teams.
Yeah. Michigan State, Purdue.
Bad team.
Yeah. So you can listen. You got some. These games are important. Yeah. You look at them, they should roll over them. But these snaps, I saw some starters out there late in the game.
It's the reason why.
It's Nebraska, right?
Yeah, it's the reason why, because the coaches, they seeing it too. They need to get some things cleaned up. And again, and I'm going to keep harping on this, our defensive line and the different pressures that Jesse brings up every week, quarterbacks have not had the opportunity to take advantage of the rust in the back end. And I'm a secondary coach, so I'm super critical about secondary play. I really am. And right now, I've seen some things right now. And each week, it keeps showing up. We talked about Bowling Green. Bowling Green got behind us several times. The guy actually dropped a touchdown pass. We said, well, Will Johnson's not out there. Moore's not out there. Well, Will Johnson and Moore back were out there, and they getting run by 2. So we gotta check ourselves at the door and say, wait a minute. Let's not read the press clippings about we rank this high and what we should be doing. Let's get back to work, put our hard hats on, and get back to who we are and find a way to get this stuff cleaned up.
Yes, sir. Well, hey, look, 1 week at a time. When it comes to that improvement, we saw some improvement. They tightened up in the front 7 when it came to defending the run. Let's see if they can take some more of these things that you pointed out, Vance, that if you see them, they see them. Let's see if they can apply that against Minnesota coming up this week. Folks,
Minnesota, we're going to be Minnesota 42-9. I don't give them 3 field goals. 42-9.
That's a bad football team over there.
Yeah, okay, my bad. 49-9, okay. 49-9.
They should not be that bad at Minnesota. At any rate, folks, I said at the very beginning, if you love these film studies with Vance Bedford, if you appreciate the man that stayed in retirement, he stayed in retirement for his wife and for Tiki, right?
Tiki first.
Stayed in retirement for them. But, you benefit from it too, that he's in retirement. He could easily be working for the Seahawks right now. But he's working for you, right? Doing these film studies. So if you appreciate that, show your love. Go to the PayPal link right there below and help fund the film study. Why do we do that? We do that because we want to stay on the right side of the copyright owners, right? We don't want to have them shutting down channels and doing all the things they do when you start using things and selling things that don't belong to you. This footage does not belong to us. And as such, no sponsorship, no advertising, no profit whatsoever. We use the footage strictly for the entertainment, education, and edification of you, the viewer. All right? Like the channel. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Help fund the film study by hitting that PayPal link. And we'll see you next time on the next edition of the Michigan Football Film Study focused on the defense with Vance Bedford.
Go Blue.